lowland Ilocano American on top of Old Smoky, for example. Japanese, Chanane, love song. Or by radio tunes with tendency to mockery and bawdiness, and talk of poverty, always poverty, because these were gathered from poor folks, these songs, without a clear time identification and no refrains, no chorus. They are love-related songs of pity, destruction, poverty, songs with Ilocano tunes, alternating, religion-oriented, songs by known authors, some of them that changed a little, Paluoy, Umay Ayudoy, children's songs of friendship, songs with sarcasm. So I'll just talk about Ifugao, which Maria knows, very famous Ifugao, usually sung by younger folk and children. It means put down the ladder. It is a very popular, individually sung, non-narrative, pre-scripted specific song. It has a fixed wordings. You know? It is plaintive. Its melody is said to be based on a Japanese tune. I'll just give you an example. It's the call of someone who's freezing outside of the Ifugao house, asking permission to enter, and the person inside to put down the ladder because so she can climb up. Okay. Sorry. Now, you know, I didn't start with Hudhud and Ali because these are Ifugao. I think is known only for these or only for Hudhud actually, and people don't know that there's so much more. Probably continuing if we were to go there and collect some more. So among all the different forms of Ifugao sound discourses, the alien and the Hudhud stand out as major, simply because there are articles and books about them, and also because the Ifugaos themselves consider them very important, but also because of their length, okay? Narrative complexity, age, and above all, formal social function. The Ifugao male chanted alin is often called the sibling or the brother of the female chanted Hudhud. While relatively unknown as compared to the Hudhud, the alin is pan-Ifugao, while the Hudhud is not. There are parts of Ifugao that do not sing the Hudhud. I focus on the alin as that was the topic of my dissertation, and we'll let Maria talk about the Hudhud, which is her topic for today. The alien, there are four kinds of aliens belonging to different clusters of Ifugao villages with their own sub-ethno-linguistic characteristics. The Lagawe alien, like the one from Piwong, has 42 parts. The Kiangan alien, like the Anduntog Antipolo, has 32. The Mayayaw and Namgangan has 22. And the Banawe area has 6 to 8. Now, maybe my informant looks down on the Banawe. Okay, there seems to be a general feeling that, you know, they're Johnny-come-latelys, and they just listened into the alley one day, picked up a few things, ran home and put it there, did not get the whole thing. But the one in Lagawe is supposed to be the complete one, no? Now, the alien is not easily understood by ordinary Ifugao listeners because, as informants explain, it uses many words of the nearly extinct and secret Bulo language of the south, from whence it spread to other parts of Ifugao. This is mentioned by Barton, and it's mentioned by other Ifugaos, including the one who talked about the Liuliwa earlier in Dunan. Some Ifugaos say that they can still identify the pond fields in Bulo of Bugan and Umaga, the main alien drama characters who are said to have actually existed. The alien is a dramatized chanted narrative in poetic discourse about love, divorce, sexual affairs, male competition, and eventual remarriage and reconciliation. Its narrated drama characters are two sets of kadanyan, the wealthy, married couples, vying with each other over wealth, skills, looks, and partners, and because of jealousy. Okay? They had love between them, and then it turned sour somehow. The performance of the Alim Eyewitness in Piwong in 1975 was for the benefit of a married and childless Kadanyan woman, Lina, who one day came home, took to bed, refused to get up and did not eat. She coughed incessantly, became very thin, and seemed to have lost all desire for living. Her condition that was diagnosed as lumbar pneumonia, and it alarmed her eldest sister, who was convinced her illness was not just a result of organic causes, but, as many traditional Ifugaos believe, was due to their ancestors making themselves felt because they wanted to be remembered. Remembering is very important. It's a recurrent theme everywhere in Ifugao. Her sister suggested the performance of baki. That's ritual prayer with animal offering. The simplest is chicken, but then the more complicated are pigs and carabao. Lina and husband, both Western-trained professional teachers, resisted, but after firm insistence, they finally agreed. The performance was to be dinukduponga, the most elaborate illness-related ritual for well-being in Piwon, which required the sacrifice of 3 to 8 or more pigs, 30 hours to perform, over a span of 5 days with intermissions. The alin is a necessary part of this ritual, and is its crowning jewel, as one of its lead chapters put in English. The alin alone took 12 hours to chant. It's not continuous. There are intermissions. There's ritual in between. There's dancing, playing of gongs, and other dramatized scenarios. 18 mumbakis, or ritual performers, and mun alims, alim chanters. 12 from Lina's line and 6 from her husband's were chosen. Because in Ifugao, it's all bilateral, okay? You have to have a balancing of both of the two lines. The chief Mumbaki belonged to Lina's line, as he had to have knowledge of her ancestor's name. Now Lina was the beneficiary, so she was the important person here. So her ancestors were important to mention. Its performers are professional chanters called Munalim, who are also professional ritual performers. They share in the common historical experiences of Ifugao men as hunters, preparers of the soil bed for planting, traders, defenders, and headhunters. They're really professionals in the sense that they're studied. They study this thing for years. Example, let's just show you the pigs in the front, and they're discussing something, who will do what. They assign each other things, the lead singer and the lead ritual performer. This is before the beginning. They are distinguished as a learned professional group sought out to arbitrate as montalon, go-between negotiators, between disputing parties, and to mediate as mumbaki between the earth and the spirit world. To be munalim takes years of apprenticeship and practice. They possess an amazing ability to remember the names of 8 or more generations of Sib ancestors, several classes of deities of their pantheon, myths, prayers, and chants. So memory, again, is so important. The title of our conference is out. So this is simple baki, the offering of chicken, and prayer over it. Before the start of chanting the alim, the Munalim enumerate the origin teachers of the alim, which is also done before the recitation of the myth. This shows that the alim has been elevated to a myth. Okay, this is part of the ritual for the pigs. Notice that the alim needs pigs for offering. So it's a pig-related ritual. And there are many steps, and many dance steps. The ritual in which the alim is embedded also involves invocation, myth recitation, chanting, ritual actions, the playing of drums, gongs, and the beating of broomsticks, as well as mime and dancing. Mind you, it's like modern-day theater when it's very nervous when there's war coming or danger coming, then there's the rumbling of the drum and stuff like that, similar to that. Other songs such as Baltong and Danyo are also part of the repertoire. Here they are singing the alim in the deep of night. And if you notice, you don't see them, but there are jars of wine there, which they keep sipping throughout. And at the end of midnight, they're already very inebriated. And it's a potentially dangerous moment when they could have a fight, but they don't. As an introduction to the hudud, I will play a video clip I made, which is part of the archives just launched, and I don't think I have time, it's 5 minutes. Okay? Video clip.
I hope I brought it